Hey, what's up guys? It's Samster here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Revelation Online. It's an Eastern MMO that is super pay to win, boring, dull, and just shit all around the board. So if you want to check out why this game's so bad, and why a lot of people are dropping the game, and just what the general consensus is, keep watching. So let's go ahead and get started with early game content. This is just your traditional rush from quest giver to quest giver MMO. There's nothing out of the box here. You literally just make a character, you sprint as fast as you can from question mark to question mark, you complete the quest, generally just killing mobs or picking up some generic item, and then you grab the next quest and rinse and repeat all the way until you reach endgame. There's nothing special about the story. The majority of it is honestly Google translated. You're going to be finding a lot of really weird text bugs, just incoherent, inconsistent storylines. Some of the highlights of the story, on a positive note, you can beat women. Killing children is a really great feature. The game features a really great dog killing mechanic as a daily system. One of my personal favorite quests from the storyline is you get to go out and peep on a woman who's changing, and then once she sees that you're changing, she wants to fight, so you beat her up for peeping on her. And yeah, all around, it's a great 10 out of 10 story. I would highly recommend it to anybody. It's family friendly, and I'm sure that this is going to be one of the world's best stories ever in an MMO. So once you start getting into some of the more serious PvE at endgame, such as world bosses and dungeons, and as well raiding, you're going to start to realize something really quick, and that is every single fight is a tank and spank. There's no difference whatsoever between your level 40 dungeon and the level 69 hard mode dungeon that's required to get the best gear in the game. Essentially what you want to do every single fight is put the tank in front, put the healers and the DPS in the back, and then slam your face on the keyboard, consistently and repeatedly. Once you do this enough, the monster is either going to die, and you will get all the loot, or your team will die because of some stupid AoE mechanic like standing in green shit. It's really awesome, I highly suggest it, and I know that you guys will have tons of fun with it. Another really great feature about PvE in this game is, let's say you're the type of person who has a lot of free time, you want to no-life it, you want to try and push a little bit further ahead so that maybe you can have a little bit of an edge on the competition. Well, unfortunately, you're kind of fucked, because everything in this game is locked behind either a daily lockout or a weekly lockout. So for example, if you want to go into your God Mode 3-star dungeon because you need an extra drop to craft your epic weapon or your epic piece of armor, which is greatly going to help you in the newest content that you want to be trying out, you can't do it because there's a lockout. So you're going to have to wait until the following week in order to do this, and the only option to get around it is to go over to the old auction house, pull out that MasterCard, and then buy the weapon pieces that you need with Githel. That is literally the only way to get past the lockout mechanic in this game, is to pull out your credit card and exchange it for Aurum, and then with that Aurum, turn it into Githel so that you can use it on the auction house. It's a really great mechanic, and I love it. Oh yes, PvP. Yeah. If I love something, it's PvP in the game, boys. So let me tell you this, okay? And I personally play PvP in every game pretty seriously. It's always been the thing that I've loved in every game, and if there's one thing that I know, it's good PvP when I see it. So when I tell you right now that this is the world's best PvP, you need to understand I mean it. Okay, like literally this is the world's best PvP game. Some of my favorite things to do are to go into PvP combat and use the same rotation every single time. Okay, and what I mean by this is I jump in, I knock down, I do a little bit of AoE, and then I get the fuck out of there. That's it. Every single time. And that's what every single class and every single person has to do every single time. Like this PvP is truly next level. You don't even understand the complexity that goes into this game. Okay, you need to understand as well the castle wars, the battlegrounds, the arenas, They all sound cool, but they're all worthless. Okay, you get nothing out of doing Castle Wars besides 150k a week. Now, 150k a week, that might sound like a lot, but let me tell you something. It costs 200,000 to declare war on a guild once. And even if you somehow muster the money in a smaller guild in order to reach that 200k, you don't get anything for winning the GVG. Literally, it's just wasted money, and you get a little fucking congratulations, you are the winner of this GVG title. That's it. You get nothing out of it. I think personally one of the best things about PvP in this game is it's all gear intensive. So for example, if you have 5 guys in really good gear and then you have 20 shitters who have been picking their asshole the whole time and don't know how to gear properly, those 5 people are going to go in there and stomp them out. In every single shape, way, and form, they will fuck them hard. Because you need to understand, this game is 90% gear and 10% skill. Once again, that's 90% gear and 10% skill. That's a really awesome way to design a game. At its core philosophy, all games should always be based around gear over skill. Because you know who deserves to win? It's the guy who pulls out the MasterCard. Not the guy who's been sitting there learning animation canceling and iframes, but the person who has more money and has been giving your company more money. That's how you make a fun, good, enjoyable, and successful game. Another really great thing about this game is that in order to be somewhat relevant at PvP combat, you're going to have really top tier and good PvE gear. And honestly, I think that's one of the best ways to design a game, because if there's something that all PvPers like to do, it's go out and raid 10 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing more fun and skill intensive than following a guide that somebody else wrote about where to stand and about when to drop DPS, when to switch targets. That takes skill, that takes precision, that takes timing, and boy oh boy does that make PvP so much more enjoyable, is to lock out your PvP content behind PvE content. So hats off to Revelation and hats off to my.com. They've really designed a great thing here. Thanks. So let's go ahead and jump into why this game is pay to win now. So once you go ahead and you reach the level that you can open up the cash shop, which is level 20, you're going to go ahead and be met with these awesome Chinese symbols that are still untranslated on the cash shop, because the developers have been hard at work translating and localizing this great game. So where you really want to go check things out is the Hot tab. This is where you can buy things that really help out your character, like Osgith points. So basically you buy these little chests, and there's a small version and a large version, and what these chests do is they're going to give you things that directly correlate to your gear upgrading. So you can go buy these chests and then just upgrade your gear to a very high level, and then you'll be relevant in PvP combat and as well PvE content. As well, there's things like red tickets. This is another thing that's going to let you upgrade your gear up to a higher level so that you can just hit a lot harder if you pull out that MasterCard. There's things in here that directly increase the damage and cooldowns for your spells. So whereas most people would have to run around and level up all day their special skills, you can just buy the items that are necessary, and then you can pretty much hit like a fucking truck. And as you can see here, there's also these packs here as well that give you a lot of good stuff. 30,000 Osgith points, a bunch of Githel, things for upgrading your gear, all for $20. There's fashion packs, so for extra just costumes and whatnot. Keep in mind, these costumes that you get are on a timer. They only last 30 days, and then you gotta rebuy the pack, or you've got to buy an item which will make the costume permanent, which is, well, they haven't released that yet, but we're assuming that'll cost anywhere between $5 and $10. I do just want to touch on this. I'm not taking this into account of the overall score of the game, but I do just want to bring this to your attention. The mods on the forums for this game are quite possibly the most Nazi hypocritical beings you will ever meet. If you use the word stupid in a forum post, it will be censored. If you use the letters TLDR, that is considered offensive and you will be censored. If you post a video, such as mine, that reviews or discredits the game in any way, you will be censored. If you go onto the community forum Discord and speak badly about the game, you will get banned, as many of the guild members of malicious intent have, as well as several other hardcore PvP guilds. All around, you're just not allowed to openly talk bad about the game, which is why, in part, why I'm making this video and why I'm just bringing it up. I think that people should be allowed to say what they want, good or bad, and if people don't like it, well then there's an ignore function for a reason. But instead in this game, it seems like the mods just kind of have a hit list of people that they don't like, and the second they say something, they just flip that switch and say, we gotta delete what he said now, even if it's nice. So, for example, I recently made a post about our guild, Malicious Intent, going over to Europe, and in this case, as you can see here on the post, nothing I said was offensive, nothing I said was rude, nothing I said was, I guess, even remotely close to being perceived as an asshole or an act of aggression, but the mods said otherwise, and now I got banned for a week. So after I got banned for a week, I asked the mods, hey, why did I get banned? Is there something I can edit in my post? Is there something I can do to change or reverse this action in the future so it doesn't happen again? And when I asked that, I got banned for a month. So don't ask the mods why you got banned, because you'll just get banned again. And don't make polite posts saying that you're going to fight people, because you'll get banned for that too. So point in case, stay as far away from the forums as you can, unless you're going to post anime faces on the fucking boards or shit like this, or autism like, oh fuck, oh my god, oh god,
International
God. So in summary, I just kind of want to talk about, you know, what we were expecting out of this game. When the game was first announced, like a few of my friends kind of approached me and they were just like, hey Sam, so like we should go check out this game, it looks like it's going to be fun. So we started, you know, peeping around. We played on China and things weren't too bad on China, but then again, looking back on it, we didn't really get too much into each of the areas of the game. We just kind of played it, tested a few things out, and we're like, oh, now we have a general idea, let's test it out on North America. And so when we got to the North American beta, it was just like a slap in the face, like, holy shit, like, were things really this bad the whole time? Like, were we that ignorant when we were on China? Because we didn't really see how bad the pay to win was, or we just ignored it, I guess. And just kind of everything let us down, from the PvE being like just cancer and autism in terms of tank and spank every single fight, and the daily systems just being awful. Just, you know, just your typical run up, kill 500 monsters and then do it the next day, and then do it the next day, and then do it the next day, to PvP just being run in, slap your face on your keyboard, and then you win or you lose depending on who has better gear. So I really do hope that if you were kind of interested in this game, you kind of watch this video and you just realize like, hey, like, maybe this is something I'll play for a little bit until something better comes along. If you have a brain, I would suggest you not play this game, because unless you're a pedophile and you just want to sleep with children, or you just want to catch cancer and autism, I suggest not playing this game, because all around the board it's just red flags and bad news. And we're pretty upset with this game, but honestly there's nothing else to play right now, which is pretty shitty. So we're most likely just going to play it for like a month, and then we're dropping it ourselves. So I hope you enjoyed the review. This is like my first time ever doing one. If you guys like it, fuck off. Don't ever watch my videos again. Bye.